Well, good morning. It's Sunday, January 12th at about 9:47, and we're down at the Wolfe Island ferry dock in Kingston, heading over to Wolfe Island. And as you can see here, we brought the dogs with us. We're bears for punishment. We probably should have just left them home, but we knew they'd enjoy it over here, and we wanted to get the puppy used to the car rides, so we're here heading over. There's a rare bird over there, a Eurasian tree sparrow that we're hoping to see, and there's the standard things like snowy owls, short-eared owls, rough-legged hawks that we're also hoping to see. It's -3 degrees, cloudy and mostly calm, so looking for a nice day over here on Wolfe Island. Okay, 10:18, and the ferry's just pulling into the Wolfe Island ferry dock. A nice calm ride over here. Quite a few ducks in the waters coming over here. Mergansers, common mergansers, red-breasted mergansers, mallard, goldeneye, hooded mergansers back at the Kingston area. And there's a bit of a breeze from the southeast, but not too bad. Interestingly, I met a couple guys here from Barrie who have come all the way to see the Eurasian tree sparrow. And there's even a fellow and his wife from Pennsylvania that have come to see it. So this little bird's attracting quite a group of people from all over to come and see it. Hopefully we'll be lucky today and actually see it. I believe the other fellows are also heading down there right away, so we'll have some other eyes to look for it as well. It's 12:20 now, and about an hour ago we were lucky enough to see the Eurasian tree sparrow. We observed the area for about 20 minutes before we managed to see it, but finally it showed up in the thicket where it's often seen apparently, so that was a nice one. After a little while, I was starting to think we weren't going to see it. In the end, not long after we saw it, it took off with a few other house sparrows and seemed to fly quite a far distance away, so it must be traveling every day a bit, coming back and forth to get food, I guess, at the feeding stations and whatnot. So now we're just walking at Big Sandy Bay with the dogs, head down to the beach and walk along there for a little while and then come back, and then we got to drive some side roads to try and find some owls and hawks. We have seen one snowy owl already. Got a crude picture of it. Saw one hawk, but couldn't really identify it because of it, the fact it was just in a silhouette in a fair distance. But red tail or a rough-legged.
What is it?
It's just a beautiful day out here at Big Sandy Bay. Glorious. Hard to believe it's January right now. Temperature's about 0, just a light southwest breeze. And luckily we've gotten some nice sunshine while we've been out here. The dogs are having a fun time playing and running on the sand. Now we're just heading back to the car area and we'll drive some back roads looking for some hawks and owls primarily, and then the other interesting birds we might see. Okay, 1:52, and we're just finishing up our walk here at Big Sandy Bay. So we'll get the dogs back into the car and head off and drive some back roads here down on the west side of the island. Hopefully see some more snowy owls and maybe some short-eared owls later in the day as dusk approaches, and maybe some hawks. Haven't seen many hawks yet, just the one. Okay, it's 3:39 and we're just coming back to the main area where we might get some short-eared owls. Haven't seen any yet. We have seen a couple harriers, 2 or 3 rough-legged hawks, 2 red-tailed hawks, I think 3 snowy owls now. So we're not doing too badly. Now we just hope for the short-eared owls, but I'm not sure there's been a lot seen out here this year from what I gather. I haven't been following all the observations that closely, but it sounds like maybe they're not quite as dense as they were in past recent years, but we'll see. So it's 4:45 and we're just approaching Kingston Landing here on the ferry. So our day over at Wolfe Island is virtually done. We didn't succeed with the short-eared owls, unfortunately. We didn't see any. Now, we could have stayed another hour, but we were going over roads where we saw them fairly regularly last winter. And I'm pretty sure they were popping out even before 4 o'clock last winter. So it may be that they're not there this year in the area we were looking, or perhaps they're somewhere else on the island, or maybe there's just fewer of them over there. I don't know, but we decided to head back today at this time, and maybe we'll go over again later in the winter if we hear that they're being seen again. But overall, a nice afternoon though on Wolfe Island with a really nice walk at Big Sandy Bay. So always fun to come over here. Hope you enjoyed that outing.